Hi everyone, this is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I'm in Lake Stevens. I'm in your, is this your home tiki bar, living room bar?
It's my home tiki living room bar.
And I'm with the band, the Cosmic Wrays. And is this kind of like home base for you guys? Like,
Yeah,
I hope so, because that other room is just filled with like tons of like musical equipment.
Yep. That's
the
ground zero.
rehearsal space.
Yep, ground zero.
Can you introduce yourself to the audience? Tell me what your name is, what your stage name is, and what you play in the band. So,
Right.
since this is your own, you go first.
Hey, all right. I'm Dave Howard, a.k.a. Crash Gordon. So, Crash the cymbals. And I play drums, obviously.
Ron Averill, also known as Race DeLorean, and I play guitar and write some music.
Van Ramsey, also known as Ramjet Vortex, and I play organ and write some of our songs.
Eric Munt, also known as Andromeda Cobra, and I am the bass player. I latched onto the idea of the stage name so hard when these guys requested that I get one that I actually commissioned a friend of mine to create a piece of artwork for me, and this is
No way.
Andromeda Cobra.
There you go.
So I had t-shirts made, yeah.
I love it. I love the fact that you guys have cool names. My name's Ray. I thought I was going to be able to join your band because my name was Ray. I thought,
We'll give you a stage
I
name.
thought all your names was Ray.
We'll
Like
just
the
give you a
Cosmic
stage
Rays.
name. The Rays.
If
Oh,
you just
yeah.
put a
like,
W in front
Can
of
I
it.
join your band? Well, what's your name? Ray. All right, you're in.
All right, you're in.
So the name of the band is the Cosmic Rays. Obviously, you guys are kind of going for like a spacey feel.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, obviously, we started the band really kind of as an homage to Link Ray.
Link Ray and his Raymen.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hence the Cosmic Rays with the W. For me, I was really influenced by Man Raster Man.
So Link Ray, Manor Asherman is your influence, but what about your guys? I mean, are you all kind of on the same page, or where are you guys coming from?
I think I probably started with more modern surf music, like the Aqua Velvets, the Fathoms, and things, probably from the 90s. Although I'd listen to the Ventures a lot, too.
Yeah. What about you, Van?
I actually was DJing on KSER in Everett, right here in Snow County, and had a show called Pull the String, and I featured rockabilly, honky tonk, surf, lots of surf. So I listened to a lot of bands, and way back before that, I lived in New York, and a friend of mine turned me on to the Norton Records catalog.
Norton Records.
This is pre-internet. I mean, you'd get the catalog in the mail with, in just the tiniest print, and you'd flip through there, and I got turned on to Escarita and Link Ray, and who are these people? It's amazing music, and it's intense and loud and raw. So I got into Link Ray years ago, and then when I met Dave, he was looking to to either get in a band or form a band, and he formed I saw, it's Dave, and he's got the Cosmic Rays, and so I'm destined to play in this band. So I asked him if he wanted to, hey, I could, want to get together and jam, and come in on keys. So I got in the band that way.
What are your influences?
My initial influence was, in fact, the Ventures. When I was a little kid growing up in Long Island, I had an older brother who was a teenager, and he would play those kinds of albums.
Yeah.
And he would never let us in his room, so my little brothers and I would sit outside in the hallway, outside his bedroom door, and listen to him play things like, all of the typical 60s stuff, the Stones, the Beatles, the Doors, and he would play the Ventures, and that was the one that really caught, my attention. And then I became a fan later on of more progressive rock things, and spent the better part of my misspent youth, listening to those kinds of things, and then got back into surf later on. So I missed a lot of the stuff that was formative.
So you got into you got into progressive rock.
Yeah.
Like what bands are we talking?
Yes.
Yes. That'd be funny if on the other arm you had no.
But so I came back to surf later on, in my adult life, and like Ron pointed out, the Fathoms is one of the bands that one of the more modern bands that I really have enjoyed, and Man or Astro Man, of course. I think we're all fans of that.
So let me ask you something. I mean, being into progressive rock.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like progressive rock too. But how do you go from listening to this really, really intricate, complicated music to being like, hey, I want to go back to stuff that's simpler? Would it be boring to you I mean, where do you go? Where do you go from hard to sunrise to walk, don't run?
Exactly,
you know?
right.
You know, you're used to, and now you're like, how do you? Well, is it just kind of like, how do you go back, or what made you decide to like get into like music that was more straight ahead?
I'm simplifying every aspect of my life these days.
Yeah.
And so to go back to surf, for one thing, it's almost a comfort food thing for me because of my fond memories of listening to it in my childhood. But it doesn't. I came to the realization that music doesn't have to be complicated to be good, and to be something that I value to take in as a listener and enjoy.
Yeah.
And so it's just.
I kind of experienced that with jazz, because when I was young, I played trumpet. I was going to be the next great jazz trumpet player.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, but didn't play music for a long time, and then started fooling around with keyboards and started enjoying music a lot more.
Yeah.
And but that being said, Ron and I don't write simple stuff necessarily.
No.
We keep Eric busy.
Yep. Yep. And I like it. I love that. That's for me. That's a fun part of being in this band, is that we don't sound like every other surf band.
Yeah.
You know, we've got our own thing, and it's because of these two guys, and it keeps it from ending up being repetitive.
Yeah.
You know.
My God, that really is an F sharp minor diminished.
Yeah.
Yep.
We play more chords than any surf band in the Puget Sound area.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
We play more chords than any other surf
Well,
band here.
listen to the keyboard players in vintage surf bands.
Yeah.
They're playing one or two notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, both hands.
Plays three.
Well,
So when
Three
Van
or
was
more.
joined the band, you're like, oh wow, he can actually play. Well,
Well, I'm the new guy. These guys were the band before I came in. So
Yeah, he's
Well,
bass
here-
player number 5.
well, you know what now I literally take back what I just got done saying, because when I think about it, like when you listen to like a lot of surf music, it isn't easy music to play.
right.
No.
No.
I mean, like you have bass lines going on.
Yeah.
A lot of times you have the guitar going on, and you're doing the melody. You know, it isn't. I mean, if there's a rhythm guitar player, I mean, they'd be doing like the chords. But if you're doing the lead, the notes, it's essentially you're like the whole song's a solo essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Like when I'm being into like the Ventures, I mean, like Noki Edwards is just like the entire time he's like, just going. I'm like, how the hell does he play all that, let alone remember all of it? You know, and actually, I mean, as a drummer, I mean, like doing this for an entire set, that can get a little tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about time. Hey, one thing I did want to say, though, we're not just a surf band, though.
Okay.
Yeah, we do play Tiki, and we've got these guys to thank for that. They write some cool, complex things. Van made the joke about borderline jazz, which is great. It's that's challenging. That's a lot.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you want to get down to talk about about the Ventures. It's like you're saying like, yeah, we're talking about instrumental bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, when you talk about the Ventures catalog,
Oh yeah.
yeah, there was a point from like this, like from like maybe the early '60s to the mid '60s, where they were doing surfier stuff, but then quickly it went to like twisting. Then you get to like Underground Fire, and then they're covering like the Doors, you know. So
Yeah.
it's sort of like by the time they're doing like that, they're not really. So it's a misnomer. So yeah, you're an instrumental band,
Yes.
Right.
but it's so much cooler to say surf though.
Oh yes. Yeah. I agree.
Well, but speaking of that, like, well, what started first? I mean, did you guys like, okay, we want to do surf tunes first, or do you want to do exotica tunes, or both, or all of it?
Surf first. I mean, obviously that was.
yeah, coming out of a surf vibe, certainly. But
Yeah.
just expanding on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I think all four of us are into film music, spaghetti western music,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
loungy guitar noir, dark, mysterious kind of music. What else?
Detective.
Detective.
soundtrack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Spy
TV
music.
shows,
Spy.
the Spy, the whole
Yeah.
Spy TV
Oh,
theme
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
We threw a song in our set last year at the Surf by Surfwest show that I sang, and it was funny because Van points out at the show, there's no music. There's no singing in surf music, and I tell the audience, well, this isn't surf, this is spy, and we proceeded to play Secret Agent Man. So
Well,
that,
you gotta-
so that
you
kind
gotta-
of vibe
you
is
gotta,
part
like-
of our show too.
You're like, well, I was going to do the do 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 do.
I get to do. Yeah, I do. I like having a singer to hide behind. So,
You can only hide behind him so much, though.
yeah.
And you are the only guitar player in the band, right?
Yeah.
Is that by design, or are you?
It was set up that way when I joined.
Yeah.
But I always like less is more bands, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we do a lot with the 4 members that we have.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of 3-piece surf bands out there.
Oh
so
yeah,
Yeah.
4 is plenty, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Nobody would suggest that Boss Martians or Destroyers are lacking in anything with 3 musicians on stage.
So how many albums do you guys have out? I mean, you did one before you guys joined.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did
one
with
before
the
these
old-
guys. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
was it
The
just
old-
you two guys?
Well,
or-
lineup number 1. No, we had a different guitarist and a different bass player. So we've been through 5 bass players.
Well, no, wait, was
They
he
keep
doing
moving.
both, like Rush style, where he had the guitar and bass on? No.
No.
Double neck?
No, it was 4. We had 4 members. We've always had 4.
Yeah.
So, but we just had a different guitarist and different bass player.
No, okay.
So, yeah. So, both moved on. So, we have
Well-
new ones. I keep losing bass players, but now he's been with us for, what, 3
3
years? Yeah.
3.
Keep on
So,
losing bass
so we're
players.
pretty stable now. This
Or-
is,
or-
We're like Spinal Tap with bass players.
Yeah.
they move. Everybody moves. They get some
yeah,
other
well,
job.
as long as
We're
they
gonna
don't, as long as they don't
explode
explode.
No,
like
no,
Spinal.
exploding.
I just said that. I'm going to explode any day now.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is when Dave and I first met and started talking about the prospect of me being in this band,
Yeah.
I was going to be the rhythm guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We were going to be a 5-piece
We're
band.
going to be a 5-piece.
And he gave me the band's CD. I took it home. I started learning the songs, and not just learning them, but figuring out parts where I could fit into the music without stepping on Van's toes or Perry,
Yeah.
the previous guitar player. The day before the audition, Dave texted me, "Bring your bass," because their previous bass player just left the band because he was moving,
Yeah.
and so I had overnight to relearn all of the songs on bass.
Oh my God.
Like the
And
bass,
apparently I pulled it off because here I am.
Oh,
the
yeah.
bass player stories are funny. One guy left to be a chainsaw, like a chainsaw carver.
As-
The other
as
guy like
people do.
let me know he was moving to Sweden. So
What
it's
the
just like-
hell?
Yeah, it's not like normal things.
These
It's
are like the
always
lamest excuses
Yeah,
ever.
right?
So what?
Yeah,
So
Sweden.
what? So why are you leaving the band? Becoming a chainsaw carver. Yeah, that's what.
That's a ticket.
And he's a
Yeah. I can't do the band anymore. So where are you leaving? Moving to. There's a map on the floor.
Yeah.
Sweden. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's it. Yeah, that's a ticket.
The pathological liar. So do you have a? So that was your first album,
Cosmic Rays or Go, first album.
Comic Rays or Go.
Which are still available digitally now. We don't have any more CDs.
Oh,
They're
okay.
gone.
Sold out.
Sold out.
So is that? Do you have any other releases? Have you made other ones?
So we have a live album that we're going to repress because I had a slight issue with the first
Yeah.
pressing. But yeah, we've got a live album we recorded at Daryl's on May 13th.
Friday
May
the 13th.
Friday
Yeah.
the 13th.
Yeah.
So we've got that in the works again. And then, we're still talking about our second album. It'll happen soon. We've got the material.
It should be a double. It should be a double album, and every song be one side of an album, like Tales of Topographicals.
Tales, my favorite all-time album.
I've listened to it once.
Once.
I'm still listening to it.
You're still listening to it.
I remember buying
It's
Tales.
that long.
I remember buying that album, being like four songs.
Yeah.
And it's a double album.
There's 4 sides to the album, and there's 4 songs.
And then to make things, and then no. What you should do is you should follow the steps of Yes, and do a live album that's 3 albums.
3
long.
albums. Yeah.
There you go.
We have that much material.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We could do it.
But don't do it 3.
No. So our question, and I guess we have to ask ourselves this, is are we going to put all of our new stuff on our next album? Or are we going to save some for, the next one?
You save some of those songs for the B-sides of the singles that you're going to put out.
Singles.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Ixtahuele,
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the name. I was
the
trying to remember
Manacoras.
that.
The
Yeah.
Manacoras. Yeah.
Manacoras.
I think they're
Nobody
from
tunes in
Sweden,
that.
right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where your bass part went. What would you do if you pick up an album? You're like, oh my God, there he is!
You son of a
That would be funny, actually.
And then there's wood carvings on either side of the
You
band.
haven't seen the album yet?
Chain carved by the other guy that was in your band.
Son of a right?
Yeah.
So
one of them carved by the previous bass player, and the other one carved by Cherie Curry from the Runaways, because that's her thing now.
Yeah.
What?
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
No. The lead singer from
Yeah.
the Runaways is a chainsaw carving artist.
Yeah.
You did not know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well respected and well known in that community.
Yeah, she's really good at it.
By the way, my buddy, the bass player that is the chainsaw carver, is amazing. What he does is truly super cool. So
What does he carve?
all kinds of stuff. I mean, he's got kind of a patented look for like trees and some other stuff. I mean, it sounds goofy me saying it like this, but if you saw the artwork, it's really neat.
So you have actually seen his work, and you're
Oh yeah, good guy. Good
You're
stuff.
like,
yeah.
He's like, yeah. So here's the shit that
I've
I
asked
carve.
him to do a tiki for
Yeah,
me.
here's the stuff that I do with my. I carved this with my chainsaw. And you're like, wow.
I need a commission.
So he did quit the band to become a chainsaw carver.
Yeah, no.
All I do is build my own instruments.
Right?
Yeah.
What's that?
With the chainsaw.
I build my own instruments.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is it
Not
hard
with
to
the
do?
chainsaw.
How do you do that? How did you get into doing that? It's cheaper to buy one, right?
Oh, well, sometimes. Sometimes. It depends on what you're looking for. Yeah. I built some fairly exotic things that the only way to get a comparable one would be to have a professional luthier make it for you for, a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
So in that case, my work there is cost effective. But if we're talking about just like a Stratocaster copy, for instance, you can buy them a lot cheaper than I can build them. Yes.
Yeah. So Van, are you thinking about building your own instrument?
No.
What's the story with your guitar though? Because it has like this weird ass whammy bar on it, but it's like a Telecaster.
Yeah, it's not an actual Telecaster. It's like a parts caster. So
Did you build it for him?
No.
Nah,
No, he
I
bought
got that one on the World Wide Web, but it already had the Bigsby on it. That's just how they made it.
So how do you think the state of the surf instrumental scene is in Seattle right now? Do you think it's thriving?
Oh my gosh.
It's huge.
Is it huge?
It's mind blowing. I think we actually have more active bands in Southern California. I might be wrong, but I think we do.
I spoke with a gentleman just this weekend who was at the show,
Yeah.
and he is from a band in Southern California, and he said that they basically have like 3 surf bands in his
He's
town.
in Sacramento. Yeah.
Sacramento. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sacramento?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in
okay.
Sacramento.
I thought he said San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's in
my bad.
Sacramento.
So, yeah, Sacramento has 3 surf bands, and one of those is like in semi-retirement, and they have to be coerced to come out and actually play.
Yeah.
And when I told him we have at least 14 different surf bands in this area, his jaw hit the floor. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's the whole thing. Like even like.
But
when
we're talking the greater area, up to Bellingham,
Yeah.
and even
Yeah.
the Seatopians out as far as Boise.
Yeah.
So the whole Pacific Northwest area, we've got a lot of surf bands.
What's crazy is we don't overlap on sound at all. We're
No.
all
Yeah,
every
different.
one of us sounds
We're-
different.
We're all different.
No, I moved out to Seattle from the East Coast because of the music scene, because of all the bands spanning from like the Ventures to like now. I mean, like there's so many great and talented musicians that are in the Pacific Northwest, and it's still going, and that's
100%.
awesome.
Must be something in the water.
Yeah, it's the water coming down, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, it's raining again. I guess we might as well go
Might as well
practice
play.
some more.
At least you can drink our water. We have the best water in the USA. Did you know that?
Yes, we do. You know. Like that's something to
Trying to
share.
get
This is not water.
sponsorship from the water.
Yeah, right. Water brought to you by H2O.
There you go. You get a sponsor.
Right.
It's a what? It's from Aquafina.
Yeah.
You're wearing like an Aquafina hat when you're playing. Like,
Dave's a whore.
all right, here's our next tune, sponsored by Aquafina.
That's what the Gretsch sponsor. That's all.
Reverse osmosis.
Gretchen Peisty.
What does the future hold for you guys?
Well, another album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming out.
The triple album,
And I guess the debate is if we kind of
3 slides live. There
maybe-
you go. Do it like Genesis, right?
we might actually split the album in 2 and have like the surf album and the Tiki album. We're a little lacking in some of the Tiki stuff, but we're pretty close to having a
It's
full
a
album.
great idea.
Yeah.
We need to write a lot more
So,
songs.
write a
before
lot
we
more.
do
Van
the
needs to write a lot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one that you're working on.
I like
Yeah.
Van's like, I need to write a lot more songs. You're like, yeah, guys.
Well,
And I will.
Van and Ron both read and write music.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I do not. I know my instrument well enough that Van could come to me with a chord sheet and say, "Here's the song that I wrote. Here's what you're going to be playing." And then I create a bass part off of that. Sometimes he'll bring me a very specific idea about how he wants the bass part to sound, and sometimes it's just like, "Here's the chords."
I would love
create
to see,
something.
I would love to see that. Now,
It's
this
a
is
pro-
where
it's a
you
good-
start,
it's a
and
good
this is where
process.
you end.
No. It's a good process. It works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Van's a
you
good
read
band
music?
leader.
Ron actually
is too.
prefers written notes, which is like a first for me.
I'm
Yeah.
classically
Actually,
trained.
yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Any links? Anything that you want to promote? Anything that you want to tell people that the audience wants to know, that you guys want to know? Any, like, you have a website, Facebook?
Yeah, we got a website, www.cosmicrays.com.
And it's WRA.
Correct.
WRAYS. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
I should hold up a little CD.
Yeah.
What else?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. I'm going to be fortifying Bandcamp here shortly. I'll put the live CD available on Bandcamp for download
Okay.
next today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what else? The other album. I feel like I'm talking too much.
More shows.
More shows.
shows.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
book more shows. Anybody would like to play with us? We'd love to hear from you. So
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, it would be awesome to see you guys play like Tiki Oasis or something like that.
we'd love
Or
to
Tiki
play-
Con, or
Love. We've got the material for it, so we'd love to play Tiki Oasis or Tiki Con.
you guys
Shout
do,
out.
do you guys do parties?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
do.
Yeah,
and
Matter of
have.
fact, yeah.
Oh yeah, we forgot to plug. We did a party before.
So there you go.
Done it for
If anyone's out there having a Tiki party, and you want these guys to play,
We'd be proud to.
Absolutely.
Oh, email thecosmicrays@gmail.com.
cool.
Shoot us an email.
So, I actually have some footage of you guys playing, and it's a video of you guys playing at Lucky Liquor. So,
Yeah.
want to talk about that?
Well, it's I believe that's the Cosmic Peril,
Yeah.
and yeah, our friend Paul Rugland from the Viking Surfers just recorded that on his phone, and it's came out pretty good. We're happy about it.
Yeah.
the Viking Surfers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they from Ballard?
Where are they from?
Well,
Exactly.
Paul's from Norway.
They're
Yeah.
West Seattle, but Paul's
Yeah, they're
actually
West Seattle.
Norwegian. Yeah. Yeah.
And he shot that one for us yesterday. We have a little video of Lonely Nights on Mount Arrogats, which is our tikiest tune to date.
Yeah.
And that was just the Darrells yesterday. Right?
Yes.
That was
Yesterday.
Daryl's yesterday, yeah.
All right. Well, let's check out this footage.